All right. Good morning, everybody. Audio test. Okay. Audio test is good. Man, oh man. Can't even look. We can't even celebrate the win. Just made a video. Shout out to the dude in the comment section that was like, "You're all negative. All you do is you're just negative, negative. Let's wait to get the word." I'm like, "This is what I do, bro. I report about the Detroit Lions." Man, shout out to everybody in the chat this morning. I hope you guys are having a good start to the morning. We didn't really have any time at all to celebrate the win. Um, because now we have lost our star safety, Brian Branch. So check this out. So in a year that is right before a contract year for these two guys, we lost Sam Laporta for the year and Brian Branch for the year. Now we're going to look up and see what the typical recovery for an Achilles is, but you're probably going to need surgery. So Brian Branch is done for the year. But let's go to the post. Let me pop out the chat real quick. Excuse me, got this cough I can't seem to get rid of. Devastating news, but good morning to everybody in the chat. Good morning to what is that? Chupapi 98. Shout out to Mason Bonzilla. We got Raw Detroit. We got Corey. We got Leonidas. Fred, what up, Fred? Says this sucks, but next man up. Hey, but who though? Fred, who is the next man, bro? Harper went down yesterday. He's going to miss at least 2 weeks, bro. That concussion was wicked. And then Kirby Joseph, you know, would have been nice to have Quandre Diggs. I don't know he cleared waivers, but it would have been nice to have him, bro. So I don't know, like we're running out of time. Raw Detroit says, I thought something looked fishy. You know what was crazy, man, is during the live stream, it was tough to see all of this stuff. And I see him, and once I saw him try to walk off, and he had to get help getting off the field, and then the cart coming out is never ever a good sign. Get back Joe in the building. Says reality is not negative. Indeed. What up, nephew? Who's your strength and conditioning coach? Is horrible. Who's left on the couch? Hey, Joe, that's a great question. That is a great question, man. But if you are just now joining us, we did a report earlier this morning about Brian Branch, about the early reports that it was an Achilles injury. We didn't know how bad it was. I was expecting him to be out all season, to be honest with you, because we've seen people come back too quick from Achilles injuries that aren't completely ruptured, and then they rupture. So it probably was, I'm not going to say it was for the best that he tore his Achilles, but now we know, and there's no doubt that he cannot come back this season. So Brian Branch heading into, so you have a decision to make. If you're Brad Holmes, you got a decision to make. You got Brian Branch and Sam Laporta. Both of them are coming back from season-ending injuries. Who knows if they'll be ready to start training camp? And now they're in the contract year. What if both of them are the odd men out and we don't re-sign both of them? But here is the information. This is coming from Jeremy Fowler, and I think that these guys got some type of system together, man. Because like Ian Rappaport will do one thing, and then Tom Pelissero will do another thing. Garofalo will do one thing. Jeremy Fowler gets in on it occasionally. All right, so here is the information. This is the updated information you guys can see. Sources. Test this morning confirmed that Lions star safety Brian Branch has torn his Achilles. Branch was injured in the fourth quarter. Tough loss for Detroit. Defensive backfield, absolutely. And now we are down not only our starting strong safety, but we are also down our backup free safety, which is absolutely crazy. And here's the crazy part about this whole thing, y'all, is that I don't even know how many games these two individuals have played together this year. Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch. I have no idea. What's up? W says we can't catch a break. Oh, hey, it's Jessica. Say we need to stop playing the Cowboys. Last year it was Hutch. Ooh, the prior year it was a bogus loss. You know what? I didn't even peep that. Ever since the 2024 season started, it just feel like the Lions have a dark cloud over them. I said it when he got hurt in your live stream. He tore it. Woof. Look, bro. We had almost 1,000 people in there. I'm sorry if I missed it. Let me see. We got Brian Branch got hurt before he went down. Where was the training camp to diagnose and keep him out? there just to let him go back and tear it, that's just stupid. I mean, Kirby was bad enough, but to have both of them out, yeah. Titan says we should have claimed Slay. He probably would have played for us and not retired. No, Achilles is a full year injury, correct. Benjamin, pretty much, bro. Pretty much. And it depends on when it happens in the year. Like if it happens early in the year, you could be back by training camp. If it happens late in the year. So Brian Branch, this sucks, bro. Like the more you start to process this, it really does suck because you're talking about that he could probably start the year on the PUP list. Like he's going to be on that list. You know what I'm saying? Like Achilles injury to me is like a ACL tear. They take the same amount of time. This is the more you kind of process it, it kind of sucks. Well, it doesn't kind of suck. It 100% sucks. Raw Detroit says, I love Brian Branch as a player, but I think I would trade him for Buda Baker, Jack Campbell, and Jahmyr Gibbs will probably get extensions. Baker is under contract for the next 2 years. Wow. Yes, I did see Ian Rappaport last night after the game. He already got the scoop, bro. We're going to talk about that later. I will be on later on Syndicate Sports Detroit. I just had to go live for this today. Roller coaster emotions in less than 12 hours, just like that. Yeah. What's up, Big Black? Says, Brad invested in all these DBs, but we still don't have enough. You know, and that's the crazy part. That's the crazy part is it seems like no matter what Brad does, and that's what makes, to me, the egregious ignoring of the defensive line so bad because you keep investing. We have put, check this out. So Amik Robertson, he's the only secondary player out of the starting 5 that has not been out. Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, DJ Reed, Terrion Arnold, all, even before that, even before that, Emmanuel Mosley, right? Ife Melifonwu. The hits just keep on coming. He just can't seem to get it right back there. It's like when it shines, it's shine, and when it's bad, it's bad. Ennis Rakestraw, you took Ennis Rakestraw, and look, it's so bad with Ennis that he has his comments basically turned off on Twitter. I'm not mad at him. Twitter sucks, man. He got the whole comment section cut off. You can only respond if he mentions you. Shout out to M. Morris with the super chat says, maybe we can convince Slay to come and play safety. You know what? That would be something. That would be something. Now, I wonder how that works because he was claimed by Buffalo. So Buffalo would have to release him, I think. But Jalen Ramsey was playing a little bit of safety. You know what I'm saying? We've seen people go from corner to safety a lot. And I remember when Jeff Okudah, when we had him, they were saying, and I think Jeff Okudah might have made a pretty good safety. I think to save his career, he should have switched in year 3. Jeff Okudah could have been a pretty good safety, man. But yeah, we are, and I'm like, we about to hit a tough stretch of must-win games. Like, we managed to win yesterday. Lions got to go. I mean, down the stretch, you got to go 4-1. You got to be 11-6 to make it into the playoffs as of right now. So, speaking of that, we will be doing a live stream of the Bears-Packers game on Sunday. I think it's at 4:25. We'll be doing that game for sure because it does affect the Detroit Lions. Excuse me. In my opinion, should have signed Slay. It's not like we've gotten worse with him back there. I mean, I don't know who the next man is. I don't know who is the next man. I mean, there's no doubt that the Detroit Lions are working on somebody right now, especially, like I said, with Harper going down, because you need it. If Kirby comes back against the Rams and he's not 100%, which he's probably not, right? Then you're going to need Harper back there, and Harper is done. Like, the way he was on the ground yesterday, there's no way that Harper can go before he's in serious concussion protocol. They said concussion protocol is like 10 days. So maybe there's a slight possibility he can play during the Rams. That'll be exactly 10 days. I don't know, but he took a monster hit yesterday. Shout out to Nick with the super chat. Says Commanders release safety Darnell Savage. I don't know if he's been claimed or if he's good. I will definitely have to look into that, Nick. I appreciate that, bro. When did they release him? Was it yesterday? What do we need to win this week? Kirby Joseph back would be fantastic. You know, he got a thing for Stafford, bro. Picking him off. Okay, so DM5 says 8 to 12 months recovery, so he could be back anywhere from the start of next season to this time next year. Right, exactly. That's why I said, to me, he's going to start probably. I mean, so that puts us right at the start of the preseason. 8 months from now is the start of the preseason. So he's going to start the preseason. My guess. I mean, so you're talking about 8 months is on the low side, right? I think he starts the year on the PUP list. That's just what I think. I mean, these injuries suck, but they really suck later in the season because it puts you, like I said, if it happens in training camp, it sucks. You're out, right? All year. You're going to miss your year, but you're going to be back the next year. Like it's essentially a year recovery. It's essentially a year recovery. That absolutely sucked. Jessica says, for some perspective with this whole situation, we have had one game this season with a healthy team, and it was week 2. And that might have been our best football, for real. Shout out to Tail with the Super Chat 499 member gang says, it's ironic that last year we lost Hutch playing Dallas, and now we lost Brian Branch playing Dallas. The Cowboys curse maybe. Man, yeah, somebody mentioned that earlier, Tail, that we lost 2 stars, man, playing the Dallas Cowboys the years after they cheated us out of a win. It's going to be the same window as Aleem this year. Okay, so you're talking about, yeah, exactly. You know what? It's almost exactly to, like, Aleem McNeil was hurt. He was hurt about a week from now. It was like December 12th, somewhere around there. Aleem was hurt, and he missed the first half of the season. I believe this is what because you got to remember this, right? This is what I believe. I think Brian Branch is done for at least until midseason. I think he's done midseason because you're talking about he has to heal and recover, right? Before he even can get back to football type activities. Then you're talking about getting in football shape, getting acclimated to all. And Brian Branch is a monster. Like, the dude is a missile. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a really bad time to be injured. It really is. I'm not even talking about the team. I'm talking about the fact that this guy was up for a contract extension. And now in a year, so here's what I expect. Brad Holmes, we thought he had his work cut out for him before. Now this changes things, because now you're saying this. Okay, don't forget, we can franchise tag people. You can franchise tag a player. Do you sign Laporta and franchise tag Branch, give him a year to heal? Isn't that crazy, bro? That the people we've extended, I hope this is, look, I don't believe in superstition. I don't believe in it at all. But it does kind of get scary, because you think about when you sign people, look at Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah, it took him a couple years, but I mean, eventually you're probably going to get hurt. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get paid next year. And you start to think, well, it seems like after these guys either get paid or they're up for a contract, then they're getting hurt. Shout out to Nick with the super chat, says he was released yesterday by the Commanders. Okay, so Nick, we will have that information at 4 o'clock today. You can actually go on the ESPN website and look it up. But he's not, if he doesn't get claimed by 4, then he is free. But I expect the Detroit Lions to bring in some people. I just don't think we have enough bodies right now. Curbs need to step up big time. How many players we got to lose to turf injuries before they decide to make a change? Well, I did see something yesterday. I didn't really read it about the NFLPA, something about like turf. So I think they're going to make a change pretty soon. I wouldn't be surprised if Brad went into the draft for another strong safety. He better not. We need grass and a new. Okay, so here's the thing, y'all. This is what 85. So here's a legit question, and I'm looking for this answer. If you're an indoor stadium, how do you have grass unless you have a situation where you can will it outside? And obviously, there's no scenario. Ford Field is not even built like that. So does anybody have any idea that they could throw out there? How could you put grass inside of a stadium that you can't bring outside? I think last season injured way worse than this season. What do you think? Otani, I agree with you. Okay, so Justin Simmons is soft retired, but I do agree with you. Do we think we would grab any UFL guys in free agency? Lauren, that's a good question, man. I don't know. Lions Syndicate, let me see. Brad has his work cut out for him in the draft. We need O-line help, safety help, D-line help, everything. That's 100%. Shout out to, Miles Frazier. Miles Frazier did his thing yesterday. Shout out to him, man, for real. Can't Vaki play safety? He can. I don't know if they want him back there. I mean, I think Vaki would get destroyed. I think he would. He hasn't played it since he's been in the NFL. and that's been like 2 or 3 seasons now, I would not put him back there. I would not put him back there, man. But he can. What's up, Lupe? Hey, sis, what's good, Derek? Come on, D, time to suit up. Yo, if I would tear my Achilles immediately. I'm not even playing. Derek didn't come to Comerica Park and hear the music before the win. You can cut grass out and replace it, then grow it in the country to move it in. Okay, so Salty, you're saying that so they would have to bring grass from outside. Okay, but how do you maintain it indoors? How would you maintain the grass indoors? Because if it doesn't get sunlight and all that stuff, it's going to die. So how would you maintain it indoors? That's the question. Woke up and heard the bad news. Well, good morning to you too. Says, sucks, bro. One of my favorite players. You think Branch could return to what he is? You know what? I do think that he could do that. I do think. I just don't know. The question is where. So, okay. Now I'm like this. The reason I brought up Brad Holmes and the injury is Brad, like Brian Branch, he drafted Brian, obviously. And now you have Brian's going to be hurt. He's probably not going to start the year, which means he's not in a contract year. He's not going to have a strong sample size, right? We did not extend Aiden Hutchinson until Hutch took the field. So I would expect us to do nothing less with Branch and even Laporta. Laporta got a little bit of a head start. So both of those guys, I don't expect them to be signed during the, extended during the offseason. Now you have, I will tell you this, and again, shout out to my guy, Spirit of Detroit, man. If the Detroit Lions, they draft a tight end or a safety, they are probably going to move on from both of those guys and not pay either one. That is a possibility too. That I don't know, man. Like, we don't really have the draft capital to be spending on another safety and tight end, right? So I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do, but I know Brad is sick. He is sick because he loved him some Brian Branch, man. Oh man, Vaki got hurt yesterday, bro. Stop. Did he? Yeah. Wait a minute. I thought he got up, bro. Like, I can't with Vaki. I cannot with Vaki, but I think I remember that. Shout out to Morris with the super chat. Says, strength and conditioning coach has to be looked at. I remember a couple years ago, man, we fired a guy. Bubs TV says, Brian Branch torn Achilles out 12 months, and that's not including rehab, strength, and conditioning. Okay, so that means a season. If that's the case, you know what? Let's do this. Let me look it up. Let's look up torn Achilles recovery time. Yeah, trying to be positive. Oh no. Oh, but this is hard. Yo. Oh. Okay. Wow, we knew this, but it hit a little different when you see it. Yo, okay. Oh boy. Okay. I mean, okay. All right. This is what Google had to say. It says recovery time for a torn Achilles can take 4 to 9 months, with full return to high-level sports activity potentially taking 6 to 12. So that's where the 12 months came from. The timeline depends on factors like the severity of the tear, age, overall health, and whether surgery was performed. While many people can return to normal walking within about 3 months, don't forget Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles and was out the entire year. I think he was able to come back the next season, but he did miss a full year from start to season. Regaining full strength and function requires a dedicated physical therapy and rehabilitation program. Okay, we know he's going to have that. Surgery recovery generally provides better strength, so we know he's going to get surgery and function for younger active individuals. Recovery involves immobilization for a few weeks, followed by a progressive weight bearing and physical therapy. Full recovery can take several months. All right, now, I knew we were in trouble when I saw from Dave Burkett yesterday that Brian Branch left the facility in a boot and crutches. I was like, that is not a boot and crutches, a boot and crutches, which means crutches means you can't put any weight on the foot, right? A boot, my wife had a boot. She twisted her ankle. She had a boot. She was able to walk in the boot. We've seen players come out in a boot. But the crutches means no weight at all. And that's when I got nervous. I was like, oh, this might be worse than I thought it was. Can this be an injury like when David Montgomery got hurt last year? David got like, I think his was like a sprain. This is a tear. And I bet Aaron Rodgers wasn't 100% healthy either, just doesn't show because he doesn't move that much. That's 100% facts. No, we do not know the extent of the tear. We just know that it's torn. Pretty easy to look back at the athletes that have had Achilles tears and see how their career has declined immediately thereafter. Big Black says, bro, we might not see him until 27. Hey, we might not see him back at all. And we're going to have that conversation on Syndicate Sports Detroit. We're going to be live a little later. I just want to go live for a few minutes here, but we'll have a more in-depth conversation on Syndicate Sports Detroit on Spike Kool-Aid as we go live over there. So I'll be on for a few more minutes, but this is bad. This is bad because it puts a lot of pressure on. Now Brad Holmes has a decision to make on both of his. Isn't this crazy? Both of his second-round picks from 2023 are now lost for the season. Both of them are going into year 4. Both of them need a contract extension. Both of them may not return to the Detroit Lions. Like, we might have just saw the end of Brian Branch. Because if and that's what I was saying, with him being hurt this late in the year, he's not going to be able to go in September, which means he's going to start on the PUP. We're not going to see him until November at the earliest, Aleem at the earliest, and he's due for a contract. So now Brad Holmes has to do this. Brian Branch's payday, oh my God, bro. This is so devastating because his payday just went out the window. His payday just went out the window because with him not being ready to go in September, it would be dumb for Brad to extend him. Like, it would. You got to know what the dude can do, right? His body of work speaks for him, but he just lost a lot of money. And I feel bad for him. I feel really, really bad for him. From Juju Smith, suspension, he just was off this year. Like, he wasn't the same Brian Branch that we've been accustomed to seeing. And now he's going into year 4. And we might have seen the last of Brian Branch. I mean, we don't know. I'm not even trying to be dramatic, man. Those are the facts. We might have seen him for the last time. Brad doesn't need to make any more decisions. Okay, Hutch got paid melodrama, but he had a chance to come back and play. And he didn't get paid when the season started. He actually played a few games. Brian Branch will not play in September. He just won't. He won't. The earliest we'll see him is like November. That's my opinion. I mean, he could battle back and be ready to go. Training camp he's got 8 months before training camp. But you got OTAs, training camp. He's going to miss all of that. He's going to miss all of it. What's up, Lawrence? Bro, I am not going to the Rams game. Deshaun Watson tore his Achilles in October and still hasn't returned. For the window closed people, I just think we got our answer. Brad has, I almost read that. Brad slammed the whole windows at the trade deadline. The best safety duo in football really lasted 2 years, bro. I am sick. If he stuck with Davenport all this time, we'll stick with Branch. See, Joe, I disagree with that. I disagree with that because now, could he stick with him? Yes. But what I'm saying is this. Brian Branch was due for a payday. So, and if Brian Branch comes back and let's say he's ready, he's not going to be ready come kickoff. So Brian will play out the season, but nobody wants to do that, right? And now So Brian Branch will probably become a free agent. Like this, that. Now, Sam Laporta, I'm not sure. I would not be surprised now if the Lions take a safety. It's just where. This is crazy, bro. Like, this changes a lot. Can't catch a break. We need a new conditioning personnel. Not again. Wasn't Branch the second team All-Pro safety, or am I tripping? I think he was, man. We might have to move on from Branch. One age, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, if you think about it, it lines up where we do not, and this is what I was talking about, Brad's decision, right? Okay, so you got Sam Laporta and Brian Branch. They were both going into contract years. Both of them are on injured reserve. Major recovery issues, right? So you don't even know if Laporta's going to be able to go come training camp. Brian's not going to be able to go. If he comes back in 8 months, that's going to be phenomenal. So let's say we give him, he misses September, October. He's this year's Aleem McNeil. He's not ready to go, right? Now you're talking about a payday. And are you going to pay him off of 8 games, right? Now his body of work speaks for him. You have 2.5 years to kind of judge him by, but what does that mean for a contract? Now, and that's the key. Do I think Brad wants to keep him? 100%. He has shown loyalty to players that get injured. But again, you know who the Lions moved on from? The Lions moved on from a dude that also was injured, Ife Melifonwu. Now, Ife is not Brian, but still, Ife Melifonwu he played out his 4-year contract and then left. Could that happen for Brian? Bro, this is crazy. This is crazy, man, because it was up for discussion before, and now it really kind of, to me, throws a monkey. I mean, like, Brad might have to make a business decision. And if he drafts a safety, Brian's gone. If he takes a safety in, like, the early rounds, Branch is gone. Shout out to Otani with the super chat. Says, is Aleem McNeil still great this year or not the same? I mean, he got a sack yesterday. I can't be too harsh on him because he came back from an injury like mid-season. So I wouldn't say he's great, but he's playing pretty decent in my opinion, considering where he came from. Yo, does this change the Alex Anzalone issue? GS, I'm going to say no, because we need, I think it's two different things. Yeah, if he is not Brian Branch, I just said that. That's very obvious. The point that I'm making is an often injured safety, okay, that Brad had to make a decision on. And we all love Brian Branch. There's no denying. But this is a business. This is a business, right? We've already talked. Who are we saying was the odd man out? Sam Laporta. Why were you guys saying it? Because it's a business. Y'all were telling me that Sam Laporta is the easiest person to replace. It's a business. So it doesn't matter who Brian Branch is. It is a business at the end of the day. And if he takes, we took a tight end. We traded TJ Hawkinson. We took a tight end. If Brad Holmes drafts a safety in the first 2 rounds, because we don't have a 3rd round pick, Branch is on his way out. I know they're not the same. That's not the point. But he kept Mosley back to back. Indeed, he did, 1H. He did. But this is what I'm trying to point out to y'all, is that when it comes to Brian Branch, to me, his situation is different. Because now you have a situation where this guy was going to make some money. Mosley was I hate to say this, he was a throwaway player. He was a high reward, like low risk dude, right? So Brian Branch was a monster. So now you're going into the last year and he was going to get paid. Now you have to decide, okay, you're not going to get paid now. Now you're saying, okay, are you even going to be the same? Should we move on? Emmanuel Mosley, I'm glad you brought him up, bro. He's the perfect example. Emmanuel Mosley was like Achilles 1, Achilles 2, bro. Gone. And it seems like when they pop it once, they pop it again. Look at Tre'Davious, what is his name? Tre'Davious White. Look at what he did. It seemed like, it's crazy, bro. Even though I think Emmanuel was a different Achilles. That tracks. The team just cannot stay healthy. The Lions best team in the NFL. They eliminated those annoying Cowboys. That fan base is the most annoying fan base in the NFL. We should petition Brian Branch to say, replacing injured players is the easiest thing to do. Jessica says, I don't see them replacing these players. We need O-line help more than defense. Aleem just needs more time to get right, and 1 year with no ball takes a while to get acclimated physically and mentally. Look, I know y'all love Brian Branch. We all do. But the reality is now the reality hits different. Do I expect Brad to sign him? He's shown the history that he will re-sign him, that he'll do it. Now it's going to be like the deal that Brian Branch was going to get. It's not going to be that. It can't be that. You're not going to be able to play for half a year at least in a contract year. So whatever Brian was going to get, he lost a lot of that yesterday, which is very unfortunate. But now you have to consider, like I said to y'all before, you got to take your emotion out of this. This is a business. And if you got to also understand that when Brian comes back, the Lions will be going into year 7, which right now is the last year of their regime. So they don't have time to, hey, players, come on back. We don't even know if we're going to be here. I think they will be here, but this is a business, y'all. We can't get caught up in all this emotion. Jessica says, I expect a 1-year deal. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. I heard of injury-prone players, but injury-prone team is crazy. 1-year deal. A 1-year deal is great. That's great. 1-year deal. How much would you have that 1-year deal be? What would you give Brian Branch, right? Let's say Brian comes back in November. November 1st, he's ready to go. What deal would you give him? What deal would you give Brian Branch? I just hope Brad isn't hard-headed and gets away with the pass rush. Oh, bro. I was saying the same thing. Oh, listen, I got to give credit. I gave this guy credit last night. I'll give him credit right now. Al-Qadim Muhammad hit a career high of sacks yesterday. His career high was 6.5. He now has 9. He leads the team in sacks. Happy for the dude. Happy for the team. They got 5 yesterday. That puts him right now heading into, before anybody else has played outside of week 14, the Lions are now 5th in sacks. We'll see if they can stay in the top 10 after week 14. Proud of Al-Qadim, right? I've never said that he was not. I said he was just a guy. To me, he is a 2, bro. He is a depth piece, not a edge 2. He is on the depth chart. He is number 2 on the depth chart behind the starters. But shout out to him. He was also going against backup tackles, man. So again, we still need. Brad has a lot of work to do, and it keeps getting worse. It keeps getting worse, man. This throws a monkey wrench. Any word on Thomas Harper? No. But he got a massive concussion. So he's in concussion protocol. So it's right. That's at least 10 days. That's typically you don't clear the next week. So the good thing for him is we got 10 days before we play a game, which means that he might have maybe an opportunity. It'll actually be like 9 days between. So I don't know, but I do not expect him to play versus the Rams. But if Kirby could come back, then that's that. What are we going to do about Branch? That's what I'm wondering. Quandre Diggs would have been great. Did Davenport play? He absolutely did. And Davenport, to me, is trash, bro. Like, I was watching the little clips I saw him yesterday. I'm not feeling Marcus Davenport. And I don't know how much he was out there. I mean, so was Hutch going against backups? Oh, absolutely. They both were. But you chip and double team one, not both of them. I mean, let me see. Brad going to be looking for. Listen, y'all can. I don't care what y'all feel about Hutch anymore. I do not care. This is Brad's problem. Hutch has proven himself. Y'all ready to dump on him, Jared Goff. Like, I didn't hear any praise yesterday for Jared Goff's game. I didn't hear any praise at all, man. But soon as something happens, you dump on him. Look, Hutch is on your team. He paid. Deal with it. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm so sick of every time we bring up Hutch. Hutch, do you know how many snaps Hutchinson plays? 95. You know how many snaps percentage? Myles Garrett plays 70. Hutch is always on the doggone field, man. The dude is tired. He tired. He wants to be out there, but he's tired, bro. Davenport reps looks like he ain't even tried. Bro, thank you. Thank you. That's what I saw yesterday. To me, they always look like that. They always look like that, man. Goff played a clean game, no interceptions. He evaded sack -1. Safety is now becoming the greatest need draft-wise, says Morris. Kirby's degenerative knee and Branch's Achilles, you have to go first round. Oh, Lord. Hey, Morris, So you know what that means, right? You know what that means. That means that we're going to be in the same position next year. Here's what I expect. Okay. I think Muhammad earned himself a deal. Muhammad is going to be Anzalone. Like, remember Anzalone was like, we brought him over here and Brad brought people over on 1-year deals and it was like 2 and he real stingy with them 3-year deals. I think they're going to sign Muhammad to a 2-year deal. I think Muhammad just solidify his place on the Detroit Lions. My concern is that he's going to be the number 2 edge rusher. That's my concern. Rainbow Girl says, Derek, I am serious thinking TK should replace Khalif. TK always shows up, whatever his role. Agreed. Okay. Rainbow, 100%. And I'm going to go, I actually got his name written down. We're going to talk about that on Syndicate Sports Detroit. Tom Kennedy. What this man has been through is a tragedy. Tom Kennedy has never made a 53-man roster. He has never made a 53-man roster after cut day. And it's a shame. It really is a shame. Khalif Raymond, Rainbow, is not in the contract for next year. I don't think Tom Kennedy is either, but he should be. Tom Kennedy, and you know what? I want to show y'all something. I'm going to show this to, hold on, let me write this down. This is Branch. All right, my son. My son had an ingrown toenail removed 2 days ago, and yeah, he needs my help. So I'm going to go deal with that. Shout out to Ryan with the $10 super chat. Says, for what it's worth, Deshaun Watson re-ruptured his Achilles in January this year. 2 surgeries is for the same Achilles in 3 months. I think the Browns just opened his 21-day window. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Thank you for that super chat as well. All right. I want to show y'all this, and then we'll get off the show. Again, if you want to continue this discussion, we'll be going live on Syndicate Sports Detroit. That is one of the sister channels. I can't speak this morning to this one here. All right. I think I bookmarked this. I'm not gonna lie, man. This gave me, I had tears and I was a little teary-eyed from this, man. This is Dan Campbell, and this is the locker room celebration. Oh, also, for some weird reason, the post-game show was live after. I don't know if the Lions uploaded it or they just went super late, but they did have a post-game show on their channel yesterday. But this is the locker room celebration, and it got me choked up a little bit.
It's a damn good win, guys. Nobody tells us who we are. Nobody, man. We write our own story. We've said it all along. That's the way to show up, man. It's the way to show up. We do what we want to do and how we're going to do it. You guys showed up. Was it perfect? No. Do we have a lot to clean up? Yeah, that's a good win, man. That was a hot team. All right, and that's one down. We got another one to go after this. But we get a little breather here. Yeah. We get just a little bit of breather, all right? Which is all good. All right, I got 4 game balls, man. All right, you're gonna have to bear with me. I'm gonna start with this one. All right, this guy just had the NFL record for most receptions through the first 5 seasons of 511. All right, and today, he had 6 catches for 92 yards, and the freaky guy just lays it on the line every time, man. You're a stud, St. Brown. Yeah! Guys, keep going, keep winning. This guy, we told him, it was going to be on him. This offensive performance was going to start with him, man. You were going to light the fire, and then we were going to roll on, man. All right, 25 and 34, 309 yards, 1 touchdown, 100.11 rating, quarterback rating, Jared Goff.
Keep it rolling, fellas. Belief is a crazy thing. Keep believing. We're on our way, all right?
All right, so check this out. This right here, Tom Kennedy getting the game ball, like, got me choked up. And it reminded me of Skip a few years ago when Skip made his first start. We got the win, and he was all choked up. It's really a tragedy that Tom Kennedy has not made this roster ever on cut day. And one day, the Lions are going to take him for granted, and somebody's going to claim him. Somebody is going to claim. I'm surprised like Green Bay or Minnesota or one of them guys have not claimed him ever. Tom Kennedy will not survive for much longer. The Lions are going to have to make a choice. There's a reason he always is brought up. Dan Campbell said all he does is make plays. So he needs to be on the 53-man roster, even if it's for what he did yesterday. Tom Kennedy always makes plays. But this right here, man, I want you to listen to this guy. Came from the Matt Patricia era. He's one of the few people that survived that entire era. He's only played for the Detroit Lions. I remember when we signed him, I made a video about this guy. He's a former lacrosse player, and he converted to the NFL. And all he does is make plays. Now, they're only for the Detroit Lions. But there was a brief time, I think, I could be wrong, where like Tom Kennedy wasn't even in the NFL. Like we didn't re-sign him immediately back to the practice squad. Tom Kennedy needs to be on the 53. And so I think the Lions, because if you think about it, Isaiah Williams, y'all remember Isaiah Williams, our undrafted rookie free agent wide receiver from 2 years ago? He got claimed by the Cincinnati Bengals. Guess where he plays now? The New York Jets. Aaron Glenn realized, yo, I got a diamond here. He signed him over there, and now he returns kicks and stuff. That's what's going to happen to Tom Kennedy, man. If the Lions aren't careful, he's going to be gone. But listen to this. This might be one of like the best responses I've seen from this team. Check this out.
That's right. Defensively, 3 sacks, 3 total tackles.
It's coming
up.
The coaches challenge us, and that's what you do when the coach challenges you.
One more, guys. 3 kickoff returns for 120 yards.
Appreciate you guys. Takes all 11 every play. Let's keep it going.
Defense, that was 3 takeaways. Turn to
Tom Kennedy is a legend, y'all. We call him TK the legend for a reason. TK 85. All he does is make plays. He needs to be on the 50. I'm telling you, one day, but the locker room, Dan Campbell couldn't even get it out. He was smiling the whole time. They're gonna waive Tom Kennedy one day, and he's not gonna make it back. He's not gonna make it back, man. So I hope that if that day comes, that at least he got a Super Bowl. Like Tom Kennedy, he has been underappreciated, and people clown us. Like I'll say this, and I gotta go, but we'll be back on the other channel. All right, I was over on Dallas Cowboy fans pages, right? I'm watching, and they're like, I think Tom Downey, the chat sports dude, he's like, Tom Kennedy, no one knows who that is. You know what I put in the comment section? I said, his name is Tom Kennedy. You know who he is now. Then it was another live stream I was in after it was over, and they're like, some dude, man, the dude that was returning the kicks. I mean, he's a thick guy. You know, he's kind of a beefy guy and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, his name is Tom Kennedy. Remember it, right? Tom Kennedy is a legend. And I just don't understand why he hasn't made the 53. But the argument in the comment section is Khalif Raymond, Tom Kennedy over Khalif. And I don't know right now if you can argue that. Khalif has been injured the last couple of years, and Khalif is not under contract for next year. I have a sneaking suspicion that Khalif Raymond will not be a Detroit Lion, but Tom Kennedy will. So the Lions better be careful, man, because if somebody offered Tom Kennedy a contract like in the offseason, because I don't remember if he's reserved or future reserved or, a restricted free agent, whatever the situation, the Lions would be smart to lock him up. So out of nowhere, man, this guy, again, Tom Kennedy is a legend here in Detroit. He really is, bro. Coming from a different regime, and the Lions need to appreciate this guy before they can't anymore. And I'm telling you, one day he's going to take a deal with somebody else, or somebody's going to pick him up through waivers. They see what this guy can do, man. And he showed out yesterday. He had like 2. It was ridiculous, bro. They got a Lions PR, and we'll talk about that on Syndicate Sports Detroit. They put out a stat about his return yards yesterday. I think that was enough to solidify him on the team. Anyway, y'all, look, we'll be live in a few on Syndicate Sports Detroit, maybe in the next hour and a half. Make sure you guys tune in over there. It's an hour at least show, and then we'll keep the conversation going, all right? Take care of yourself and each other. Appreciate you guys. Go Lions.